Struggling with consistency on your pitch shots? This is how you fix it. Hi, my name is Justin Klumbala and I'm the founder of Breaking Bogeys, where we are transforming people's games to beat score barriers like breaking 100, breaking 90, or even breaking 80 for the first time. Head to breakingbogeys.com to see the transformations of all of our students that we've had a chance to work with. Now let's jump into the way to hit a perfect pitch shot and make perfect contact every single time. The first key is going to be making sure that we have a very narrow stance. A great tip to make you much more consistent in pitching is having a narrow stance. And how do we define a narrow stance? Having one club head or two club heads between your feet. The second key is going to be to having the ball position right in the middle of your stance, or if anything, I like it to be a little bit further back. One of the big keys to making good solid contact with a pitch shot is to make sure that you're hitting the ground out ahead of the golf ball. Next thing is that we're going to want to have more weight on our left foot, and if you notice how I get my weight on that left foot is that I actually take my sternum and actually shift my sternum laterally to the left onto my left foot so that I have more weight on this left foot. Not just by kicking my hip over here, but actually shifting my entire upper body into my left side. Now the big key when you're doing your pitch shot is going to be to keep your weight on this left side. If you notice when I take the club back, I'm still keeping my weight on that left side. And then when I come through, I actually get even more weight to go into this left foot. Now another thing to think about in the actual swing is that I want the golf club to go a little bit more on the outside of your hands in the backswing. Notice I don't get the club too much to the inside. I get the club a little bit more to the outside of my hands. Now, why do I want that adjustment? Because when I get the club a little bit more on the outside of my hands, it's easier to hit the ground out in front of the ball. One of the main reasons why people struggle to hit pitch shots is because they get the club too much to the inside and they're attempting to help the ball go up in the air. And it's an understandable reason why, because usually they're faced with a bunker that they're going over and they want to get the ball very much high up into the air so it lands softly on the green. So there's a temptation to want to take the club inside to help the ball go up into the air, but we have to fight that temptation as much as we can. If we can get that golf club to go a little bit more on the outside of the hands, it's going to allow us to get the club to land in front of the ball. Getting the club to land in front of the ball means that when I take the club back and through, I'm actually hitting the ground out ahead of the golf ball. That allows the golf club to actually strike the ball, ricochet off the loft and go up in the air, and the club just continues down into the ground. If we can get that golf club to land in front, you will hit more solid pitch shots. But you have to fight the temptation that you're going to have to want to help the ball go up in the air. So we have to aim for the ground out in front, and getting the golf club to be on the outside of your hands in the backswing will help you get that club to land there. I'm a huge fan of taking 2 practice swings before you hit a shot. This is the whole goal of the 2 practice swings, is to get the golf club to land ahead of the ball a couple of times, getting yourself to just train your mind to get the club to land there. Then you just step up to the ball. You're not aiming for the ball, you're aiming for the ground out in front. And you'll hit a very crisp pitch shot up into the air. So to review, we have our stance very narrow, ball position in the middle, or if anything, slightly back in our stance. And why do we like the ball position to be a little bit further back? Because it helps us land the club a little bit more in front of the ball. That is the key to making good solid contact. We want to have the weight more on the left side, so I'm shifting my sternum a little bit more onto the left foot, and I'm maintaining my weight there the entire time. Lastly, we're trying to get the golf club to go back and feel like we're keeping the club on the outside of our hands. So it's going to feel like the club goes outside and up, not inside, in an attempt to try to help the ball go up in the air. Keeping that club on the outside of our hands, and then we're aiming to get the golf club to land out in front of the ball. If you focus in on these ideas and really follow each step of this video, I promise you're going to hit the best pitch shots that will land softer onto the green. One of the main reasons people do not improve in golf is because they do not have a plan. At breakingbogeys.com, you'll see that we have transformed so many people's games. So if you haven't done so already, head to breakingbogeys.com, look at the transformations we've done with our students, and consider being one of our students this summer. We work with people virtually every single day, and we could really help you take your game to the next level.